It is hard to believe, but after almost 10 years, Mario Kart 8 is finally done. We have the final update, Booster Course Pass Wave 6, you can hop into and check out right now, and we are going to be doing that in this video, but there's also normally with Nintendo Switch updates to any of their games, some under the hood, behind the scenes bug fixes that you might not really see advertised firsthand by Nintendo, and we have to first start off with that list, as we have to give some credit to Oatmeal Dome over on X, a very notable data miner who has looked through the update files and the official press release for it. And you have the following highlights from his tweet, which reads, version 3.0.0 Wave 6 is out now. You are now able to join a non-friends online room via codes. Balance changes were also made, in addition to the online appearance rate of 200cc, and mirror mode was lowered again. And you can then see the full English patch notes, which says, support for DLC added, paid DLC Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass Wave 6, 2 cups, 8 courses, 4 characters, 17 Mii racer suits, all stuff we knew about. General, added music button to top menu. This is a feature where you can listen to the background music that plays during the game as you like. Even players who don't own the Booster Course Pass can listen to background music of the DLC courses. Added feature where other players who aren't friends can join a room. After creating a room, press the plus or minus button to display the room ID on the room screen and tell your fellow racers the room ID. The racers can join by entering the room ID in search by room ID. Made it so that you can create a room even if you have 0 friends registered. Added staff credits for Booster Course Pass. You then have the minor tweaks, which read, increase the invincibility time of a portion of characters and vehicle customizations, made it so that you can't acquire strong items when taking an item box, stopping or driving in reverse, or taking an item box that is in the same location multiple times during a race. Shorten the time between when a item box is acquired by someone until it is restored. Lowered the appearance rate of mirror mode and 200cc in worldwide and regional. I'm sure fans aren't going to be happy about that. I'm certainly not. Made it so that you can acquire various different suits. We won't read through all of them, that you can see via a certain amiibo. You basically need to own the Metroid series amiibo, the Legend of Zelda series amiibo, Kirby series amiibo, and a Daisy amiibo to unlock those suits, which I believe are the only ones that you have to actually own amiibo to unlock. The rest should be unlockable during the game. And with that, make sure you like, subscribe, turn on your bell notification if you're new here, and let's hop straight into some Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Wave 6 Booster Course Pass gameplay. Here you can see it in the bottom left corner, version 3.3.0. We are officially updated with Booster Course Pass Wave 6. Let's hop straight into a single player. Actually, you know what? I did want to go back and look at the music menu here, so we'll briefly highlight this. And this is, I guess, exactly what you would expect if you want to go to any given track. Yep, you can just select the track and then you're hearing the songs, which is nice. I do think you have like, you have a random shuffle mix or like a loop option by pressing X there. So pretty cool if you want to like just host some background music while you have friends over and things like that. So we got new content in Mario Kart. It's always a good day whenever that happens. There's one track in particular that I cannot wait to play, which of course we can't skip straight to. We got to do it the right way and go through the entire cup. And one thing we got to play is Funky Kong. I can't even talk right now. Funky Kong, because I'm very excited for this. There's one issue that I do see, fans talking about online, and I do tend to agree with. There should definitely be a way to do a custom Grand Prix mode where you can actually go through and select 4 different courses that you want to have and go in that particular order. So we have to hit this one. DK Mountain is number 2. So let's hop straight into the Acorn Cup, which is what I believe this one is. And I just can't wait to play DK Mountain again. Now, I do want to have a little bit of a conversation with where we're headed from here with Mario Kart, because while this is the bow for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and I really don't think that Nintendo will do any other updates to this game, maybe there's the slimmest chance we see this re-released once again on next-gen Nintendo hardware with all of the DLC bundled in, but I don't think it will really be the big feature. They're not going to try to resell us this same Mario Kart over and over and over again. I personally tend to believe that somewhat early into, maybe within a couple years of the next Nintendo Switch being on the marketplace, that we're going to be talking about the next big Mario Kart. And since Nintendo knows the selling power of this thing following Kart 8 Deluxe, which is the most successful in franchise history, I think they're going to double down on their efforts. And I really think they're going to do a lot to make it the quote-unquote Mario Kart Ultimate of some sort. Now, whether that means we expand rosters into like every every like different video game genre. Who knows? I don't think it's going to be quite the Smash level of characters, but there's a lot of missing Nintendo first party IP that you could just throw in and make it more of a Mario Kart Ultimate experience. Like, where's Captain Falcon in a racing game like this? Whenever we can't get F-Zero GX Remastered to save our lives, us F-Zero fans, at least let us play as him in one of these games. So I could see Nintendo doing something like that. I also hope they go crazy with customization options. Like, you know, if you don't want to go double dash as a game mechanic for the whole entire game, make it a course mode or gimmick. You know, make it a mode that you can actually participate in and have fun with, as opposed to it having to be the whole game based around it. I would actually be fine with a whole nother Double Dash game, like literally call it Double Dash 2, and I'll be happy with that. But I know a lot of people, you know, not everybody has the level of nostalgia for Double Dash. I just thought that one was a lot more technical, controlling 2 characters, and it really seemed to be like you had to use a ton of strategy and things. We turned around there. Ton of strategy and things to really you get the perfect time on everything, and win out first in every cup, and then in mirror mode ultimately. Like, I really had a ton of fun 100%ing that game. I would say more than any other Mario Kart since then. So I would love to see the mechanic return. We may or may not. We'll see what happens with it. But even if they don't want to lean fully into it, having a version where you can play a double dash version of each cup, I think would go a long way, and that would be a lot of fun. And now we get to play my favorite track of all time in any Mario Kart game, and I can't wait to see the textures and the graphic upgrades firsthand. This is a very exciting moment for me. This is a course that, for whatever reason, it was the one that, when playing against all the friends, I had every single drift down. Now, granted, we played in mirror mode, so it's actually less familiar to me to play this track in regular mode than it is in mirror mode. But anyway, this was the one that, you know, time trials, everything, trying to get it down as low as humanly possible, even race against myself as a ghost, and really had fun with every single drift of this course. So already crazy just to see the graphical upgrades. I mean, you can definitely notice them immediately, especially if you played the GameCube in any recent time. And then you just have this epic blast up of a mountain right away. And it's, oh gosh, it's so weird to see the textures of the mountains. You forget that back in the GameCube era, it was like a mountain being gray was just that. It was just colored gray. And then they have a little upgrade to the soundtrack here too. And this is a straight banger. I don't care what anybody says. This is honestly one of my favorite tracks of all time. You really have to time those right. I know I have the kind of assist stuff that really probably shouldn't have turned on, but you really have to be careful with that other. You would boost off the edge all the time in the GameCube version. Bridge looks better than ever, and we're through lap 1. So this is very exciting. I'm very glad that we actually saw the return of DK Mountain. That was a big deal to me, and one that I honestly didn't know entirely, like, to expect it to return, because we're talking about the last wave here that they waited to add it. So that was a big thing. Very, very relieved. Really got screwed there. Very relieved to see this added into the list. I know there's some tracks that didn't make it. I'm not like quite familiar enough off the top of my head to know like which ones are missing and which ones aren't, but especially, you know, whenever it comes to things like the DS and Game Boy Advance Mario Karts and things, because I definitely did not play as many of those in comparison to Mario Kart Wii and Mario Kart Double Dash and even 64. I'm familiar with most all the tracks, but in terms of the handheld Mario Karts, I didn't spend a lot of time in those. So I'm sure that we're missing some bangers in the Mario Kart franchise, but I really think that when you stop and think about 96 total tracks that we're at now, I mean, if you don't own the game yet, like, what are you doing? But I'm pretty sure you do if you're watching this video, because, you know, I mean, we're at 58 million copies essentially sold of this thing so far. So most people that own a Switch, I guess you couldn't say most people, but a lot of people that own a Switch own this game as well. In comparison to other games that had 130 million units sold, you know, there's plenty of copies of other games that people don't own. Most people own a Mario Kart. So we'll see, you know, what happens with Mario Kart, the franchise, from here as a whole, but I am thinking that it's in a better direction than it's ever been. And I definitely think that Nintendo is going to take it more seriously than they ever have, knowing the selling power it's going to have. I almost think it would be smart to do it as like a Switch 2 launch game, but at the same time, we're so close at the end of this roadmap that I think they can ride the hype around this one out a little bit longer, considering that we have things, you know, like the Booster Course Pass just finishing, and maybe you just promote that on the next console. Maybe you resell it, maybe you don't, but you could at least get a bunch of players to hop in and check out the game for the first time. So, you know, on the Switch 2, providing there's backwards compatibility, which, following that most recent investor meeting and the slide that's on there, I think backwards compatibility is more or less confirmed without Nintendo saying it's confirmed, if you will, at this point in time. So what is the CC that we selected too? Because I do feel like I messed that up. I always play these on 200 CC, and this does not feel as fast, and it also the CPUs definitely are not feeling as hard. Like I don't know, I could be wrong, but I thought I saw 100 CC there, and if that's the case, I definitely messed that up during the selection screen. But oh well, we'll go through Daisy Circuit, and we'll probably call it after this. Don't have to necessarily complete the whole cup. I'm going to play this plenty of times off camera. Oh my gosh, what are we doing here? We drifted all the way in a circle, and that's not what we want to do. So, you know, I'll have plenty of gameplay to go through this wave myself, and then also, you know, have friends over and play it. This is definitely a great time to be a Mario Kart fan, and, you know, it's kind of a no-brainer if you've slept on the DLC this whole time, which I don't blame you. Some people like all the content to be out before they decide to purchase something. If you're not an expansion pack member, it is $29.99, and you can pick this up. And I think now's a better time than ever, because if you're just a Mario Kart fan in general, I mean, you've doubled the amount of courses that you can now play through. So it's kind of like a no-brainer. Just go buy it for $30. It really expands your you know, number of playable courses, and also just the fun you can have. I love the variety of different tracks that we have to play through now, and you get a jukebox mode that's just on your home screen, so you can enjoy all of the soundtracks better than ever as well. Really like to see that functionality. I know we saw like the ability to turn items on and off, and then the only thing circling back on functionality, like, yeah, why don't we have a custom Grand Prix mode? Like, what's going on with that? They could literally make a like custom trophy icon, call it the custom Grand Prix, and then you just are able to select any 4 stages. I clearly don't know my way around Daisy Circuit, so we're just kind of struggling through this here. What is this from the Wii? I don't know why it's not sticking out to me at all. I mean, I played plenty of Mario Kart Wii. Okay, well, we're gonna luck out with the blue shell in first place. But yeah, really, and also not to mention, not even an excuse, but I used to play on mirror mode so much on every single game. Like, it felt like the ultimate difficulty, so I'd always go up to that one, and that does turn you around with any of your memories of previous stages. But Wave 6 is out. You guys go download it, enjoy it, have a bunch of fun. Really cool addition to the whole online rooms now, that you can just create a room code. You don't have to have a friend code to play with people online. So communities will have a bunch of fun with that. Maybe we'll do a fun community gameplay session one night. Definitely want to look forward to things like that in the future. So anyway, like, subscribe, turn on your bell notification, leave me comments in the comment section down below how you feel about Wave 6. What do you want to see from the next Mario Kart installment? And do you think that this is finally it for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe? Or do you think in a future Nintendo Direct we're going to get another wave of DLC packs that will extend the life of this game well past 10 years at that point? But regardless of your thoughts and feelings on everything we talked about today, I do look forward to hearing from you all in the comments down below before you leave the video, as I do look forward to getting a back and forth conversation started with you all around these topics. Go watch yesterday's video next if you haven't already, which is on screen right now. Also, make sure you like, subscribe, turn on your notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next video.